Hello YouTube. I wish to expand about energy shields and something I loosely explained the other day, but I've been coming to this knowledge through years. I've also downloaded a book series by someone that studied with the Dalai Lama, and one of his books, the story of Rampa, well, he's Lobsang Rampa, has details and instructions on how to reach the seventh, and really good advice about prayer form and thought form. And he even got Christians to, that he saved the life of, to go, oh, can you teach us how to pray? Not the Christian way, because he goes through thought form to prayer form, which is way powerfuler than thought form. Now, in this video, we're talking mostly about energy shields. Now, there are several ways you can imagine it. I like to use this. You can draw that way with a circle or six-sided shape around it, which the more powerful one is this. But I'm going to show you what I put in certain places, and I'm going to go through it now. I'm going to do it the triangle way. Science, religion. I'm just going to put con for consciousness. That's one triangle there, and I'm going to expand a lot more on that. But positive, negative, neutral. Now, that's the basis if you're doing it the scientific way, because you can do, where's my pen? You can do this side differently, because you can do it as divine masculine, feminine, Holy Ghost, or divine masculine, feminine, spirit, Thetan, whatever you want to call that. I've seen people do magnetic, Gaia energy, crystalline, just tons that, frequency, vibration, energy, if they're very scientific beings, you want very scientific terms. If they're not, then you want sort of more terms like this. Yeah. So I'm going to show you with this side how we get to technology where you can put something on your head and it'll fly shit for you. And why I don't call religion, because this is all one thing for me, one concept. They're all two sides of the same thing. Now, let me explain. Now, I have been hinting at this online, but mostly at the bottom section, so most famous people won't see that. Magic, basically all magic. I'm going to skip a few of these phases out, because I mostly know the religion end, sort of consciousness end of this. As we see what I'm doing here, I'm going to expand further out. Now, I'm still researching this phenomena, but we get to this is the level. I'm just going to write tell there, because the science and consciousness side basically just always match up. Wrong side. So this is where religion starts forking off, because the next one's just unity, consciousness, and unity tech. So I'm just going to write unity down here, you guys. The level I'm going to is the kind of, where you get to change weather, reconstruct bones. I'm currently doing energy work on someone that's been affected by the Queen, or the head of the Illuminati, or the two-headed dragon, and I'm doing astral projection energy healing. So if you wonder why I've gone past thought form, then like I said, I've been working on this for 15 years, and I think I'm an Archurian. But anyway, so let's take thought form further. Obviously, we go to what all religions call prayer, but it's actually called prayer form because it's supposed to. Well, I want you to define that. You know, this is how I define it. If this resonates with you, brilliant. If it doesn't, you know, whatever. You know, I respect your free will and your opinion to say whatever you want far more than I agree with most people on this planet. But, you know, something I realised, like, I know 10 different words of soul, and that doesn't describe the armour of Christ or the fullness of Christ. And something I noticed that you often have to break down religious barriers to, you know, get to the crux. Like my first Tibetan monk friend, I took 3 years of convincing this guy, talking about religious subjects, before he went, actually, I think you're a God seeker. And I was like, mate, I've been trying to tell you that for 3 years. You know, for 3 years he'd be like, oh, astral projection, man, that sends you crazy. I was like, I've done everything, mate, that sends you crazy. Don't tell me that I haven't been trialing this stuff. So we get to prayer form, which is basically thought form, but more of the co-creating side. Then the next two I'm not 100% sure on because the next two are the ones I originally wrote down as manifestation, co-creation, unity. But I think it's co-creation, manifestation, unity because then you just sit back and enjoy it. Co-creation, unity. Now, obviously, other ones like energy, vibration, and frequency, like Nicholas Tesla, can be taken way further. I'm much more of a religious man. I was Protestant, they went to no religion, Buddhist, Gnostic Christian, unity consciousness. So, you know, I'm very religious. Like I said, so that's, I usually use this and this to form my Star of David. You know, build your house on solid ground, blah de blah. You know, I don't want to tell you how to do it. So we get back. So we've now made this. Use it basically like a shield. If you ever watched Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, you know, energy comes at you. If you know how to use True Life Mirror or the Flying Moon Dance or Stargates, then you can send it. You know, if someone sends you something bad or something good, you can still send it back to them. And weirdly enough, that's actually how I mostly fight the two-headed dragon. I do need to use True Life energy mirrors because he's very evil, and you know, if you make a column of them and have a Stargate back to where he is, you can sort of force him, as long as you're not scared of him, down into a Stargate. But yeah, this one, I've drawn it as the guides in the inside and the things on the outside. I don't actually do that. I wrote this really quick. I had been smoking weed that day, so I didn't think it all the way through. Now, I always have a core of 4, and usually 2 others asked to join me, like Jesus, Mary, 2 Tibetan monks, Native Americans, sometimes Archurians, sometimes Syrians, quite a lot Palladians as well. But my standard core usually linked to quite closely to Steve Noble's. Weirdly enough, the day I found Steve Noble was the day I got back in touch with Archangel Gabriel. But I don't always use those 4 for the sideways ones. I like to change it up. You know, I know beings like that like pomp and ceremony, but they also get bored like me and you. So if you ask them to do the same thing every time, they'll be like, well, actually, can I do something else? Some people, you know, they like more than others, and they won't, you know, some people they won't tell that to because, you know, they're trying to grow you, so they don't want to knock your spiritual faith. I was, and while we're still on the subject of shields and energy shields, when I make this, I actually use that as an elevator on my rainbow bridge when I go to Lionsgate. Some people call it the second cosmic womb. I don't know if it's called the Land of the Golden. I think that's 7 and 8. Anyway, so my last type of energy shield, I actually found this out when I was watching a video from my higher self, before Alexander left it. But it was a channeling of I think it's called the Divine Mother Speaks, and it had massive. I never used to use the spirit tree to do my IMX, like what Buddhists call it, you know, the God consciousness, and then the 12 after that, your astral chakras, and you know, this is when I really started properly astral projecting. But she was like, don't do that. Do bottom left, well, probably your right. Do that. Now, have any of you seen that 12 of these on top of each other, but then the different colours? Well, imagine you did a few more of... Oh, Lord. Well, it's not going to look pretty, because I probably should have pre-done this for you guys. But basically, you can make a circle of that, a wall of that. Basically, another visualization I used was actually one that a lot of twin flames use. Now, I visualize most members of the Galactic Federation, or most human beings, as blue, watery. Their energy is very watery, very airy, and like dark hats as fire or electricity. And then, you know, when the two twin flames meet, or sometimes there's one in the middle and he's got his hands out like that. It's like, you stay over there. You know, you can imagine their fire goes around you. It's around you. Tell yourself, when you meet these dark hats, it goes around you, or you transmute it. You turn their energy into something, and then you are still in control. Now, I will say though, if you have met a dark hat and you put your underpants on your head and stabbed someone, gone insane for 4 months plus, or disappeared off the face of the earth for 4 months plus, you were talking to Draconi Royal Blood, or the Queen, or the Draconi Royal Bloods plus. If that's the case, you need very high energy healings, and I am actually very proficient in this. I've also once, and I'm pretty sure mostly everyone on this planet has, but we all go through that forgetfulness thing, where we're not, you know, and we have to get activated to remember all of these things. Like, one of my best activations was when I said the first word of the universe. I did it on time, because that's words of energy. So time, and then I said Big Bang, then I said Holy Ghost Gravity, and I had a massive remembrance then about how many times I've been to this planet and that sort of stuff. And I also remembered about being incarnated in the Illuminati, why I founded the Knights Templar. Basically, I was being a dick. Thought I'd solve the world's problems by, you know, fighting fire with fire. But yeah, if any of this resonates with you, I highly recommend you get in contact with me. If not, I've left my contact details on other videos. Basically, it's my email address and my phone number. You know, but most of my time's £10 an hour. If I've never done it before, then it's totally free. My first client's totally free, but we both really help each other. She might actually be on my channel soon, because she's going through the actual astral graduations, the new energy ones, not the Buddhist ones, because they've only got one method. I have tried explaining this to them, that, you know, you can watch videos like Steve Noble or Vera Virtue or Higher Self, instant activations, but they're like, nope, I just want to sit on a rock for 13 years. So, you know, I do respect their free will and yours. So, you know, if you want to get in contact with me, do. If you don't, then have a good day. Namaste, and I'm going to go to work really soon. All right, bye.